Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest has attained culinary success alongside his celebrity chef business partner, Yotam Ottolenghi. And together, they've opened up numerous restaurants and had best-selling cookbooks. And today, he's here with his latest. It is Falastin, co-written by Tara Wigley. And he is joining us all the way from across the pond in London, England, the one and only Sami Tamimi. Great to have you with us, Sami.
Thank you very much for the lovely introduction, and so thank you for having me as well.
We're so excited about this cookbook because it's absolutely stunning. And of course, not just the recipes, but the photographs of the food are beautiful, and the beautiful essays about places in Palestine are just lovely. Can you tell us, though, what the title means?
Palestine means Palestine. It's because the Arabic don't have the letter P, they use the F instead. So Palestine is Falastini, it's Palestine. It also sounds really nice. It's quite mysterious. It's kind of catchy.
Things in the Middle East, if you just watch the news, it just always seems so fraught politically. And so you can't ignore that even when you are discussing something like food, which anyone and everyone needs. So how does the political landscape in the Middle East, how does that intersect with this cookbook?
I mean, you can't really do a Palestinian cookbook without getting into the situation there and politics and everything. All the words are loaded there, and everything that you have to say, you have to be kind of treading on eggshells and be careful about how to write them and present them to make sure that you're not getting yourself into too much trouble. But we want to celebrate the food of the Palestine, and we want people to think of chilies and garlic and dill when we're talking about Gaza.
Well, let's talk about some of the food, specifically what you have in front of you here, this baby gem lettuce with charred eggplant yogurt. This sounds and
Yes.
looks delicious. Can you tell us how you made it?
Yeah, the dish is really kind of what we wanted to present to people as kind of easy Palestinian dishes. I mean, a lot of the Palestinian cooking, it's a time consuming, they're delicious to eat, but people don't really have 3 hours to, spend every day.
Right.
And you want to do something in like 15, 20 minutes. The lettuce I just cut into wedges and organized it on the serving plate. I had an aubergine that I grilled on top of the stove like that, and then when it's really nicely charred and soft, you scoop it up and blitz it with yogurt, tahini, garlic, and lemon juice. And you have some kind of baba ganoush, we call it in Tabal as well. This goes on top, and then snack cucumber. The cucumber just peeled, cut into quarter, de-seeded. You bash them slightly. The bashing is important because you get a lot of the sauce, which is mint and parsley and a bit of garlic, into the cucumber itself.
Sammy, can you talk to us about the Chata, the hot sauce that you've added on top?
Yeah, it's a Palestinian uh, fermented chili. Um, You just take a lot of bread or green chili, slice them, put them in a container, add a lot of salt, mix it, and leave it in the fridge or in a cool place for 3 days. And after the 3 days, you split it, add a little bit of vinegar and lemon to preserve them so it doesn't go funky, and top it up with a lot of olive oil. And every time you use it, you need to top it up again with a bit of olive oil. It keeps for 3 weeks in the fridge, and it's so lovely. I mean, look at this, so that's kind of gorgeous.
So as I mentioned off the top, Sammy, your business partner, Yotam Ottolenghi, he is Jewish, born in Israel, you born in Palestine, and there's such a cultural divide between the two of you, and yet you have found this beautiful way to continually have your two cultures intersect. How have you found your way to marry those together?
We are kind of controversial, and we don't, follow the rules, and we judge people by, their personality, by their human side. As a restaurateur, you meet quite a lot of people from different countries, and you have to basically accept them the way they are. And this is what we do. We don't really sit and talk about the problems of the Middle East. We started very kind of concrete with this kind of just accepting each other the way we are, and regardless of religious or where we come from. But also we have got a lot in common. We grew up in the same city, we had the same food.
And I understand that the cookbooks you two have co-authored together, they haven't been translated into Arabic, yet they're still sort of sold in an underground way. So will Falastin be translated into Arabic?
Well, I hope so. My dream is if it gets translated to Arabic, I'll be very happy because my family will be able to read it properly. And because of the link of Israel, where Jotham, it's a bit kind of silly in a way because our books don't really make it into the Arab world.
I don't know about you, but I am just loving all the food every time you're working with it. So I want to move on to the next dish that you're going to be putting together for us. And this is a roasted cod with a cilantro crust. And I love me some fish. So take us through this.
Yeah, visually it looks very beautiful. And again, we wanted to give something for people that they can actually prepare in under 20 minutes, and you have a beautiful, flavorsome meal or main course. The cod, you can use any other fish if you want. Need to be quite meaty: salmon, sea bass, halibut. And I did a crust with cilantro, chili flakes, fish spice that is also in Palestine. It's called baharat samak, bay leaf, and a lot of lemon. And you just basically spread the crust on top and the leaf on top as well, and just whack it into the oven for 7 minutes, and it's ready.
Sami, I'm super curious about the fish spice you mentioned. Can you tell me what goes in the spice mix, and also if you can use it for other things?
Yeah, I'm also addicted to that because, I make quite a lot of it and I give it to friends as presents. But also I keep it in the freezer sometimes because it's really, really hot here. You can use it for a lot of things: chicken, like a tofu. You can add it to salmon. You can add it to roasted vegetable before they go into the oven.
Oh.
And top of kind of barbecue grilled meat. So yeah, it goes a lot along the way. And the mix is cumin, paprika, turmeric, and cardamom.
You are such a talented and accomplished chef. But growing up in East Jerusalem as a man, you were not really allowed in the kitchen. So where did your passion and love of food come from?
Yeah, that's correct. In Palestinian society, women kind of rule the whole cooking and they control the kitchen. Since I remember myself as a kind of 5, 6 years old, I used to sneak into the kitchen to watch my mom and aunties or the neighbors, cooking. It's like their social kind of little corner where they can talk about everything, like from sex to men to getting pregnant to, I don't know, she's too hairy and, it. But yeah, I used to be shoot out and then 5 minutes later I'll be back to just see what's going on. I wasn't really interested in the whole conversation. I just wanted to see what they're cooking.
Well, Sami, thank you for allowing us to come into your place, like I said, in London, England, and for sharing some of these recipes with us. And we do want to tell people who are watching, like my mother, you can get these recipes online on our website after the show. And please don't forget, Falastin is the latest cookbook, so please grab yourself a copy that is. Sami, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And we'll be back right after this.